Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. Those of you that are returning and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I am going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope you guys have had a good day wherever you're at in the world, you guys. God bless you and peace be with you. So my readings are timeless, just an FYI, which means it could be, 10, 20, an infinite amount of time in the future from the date that this is being recorded. And if you have come across this video, there is going to be messages in here for you. I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on this platform at your leisure. Each reading is going to hold a personal message that is going to be for you to decode about your own spiritual journey. So what I want to say is that these readings are to prosper you. They are to teach you to use your discernment. And my hopes is that throughout these readings, you learn enough information so that when you're in the regular world, or let's say your personal life, that if something comes up, you will easily be able to use your discernment. You'll be like, oh, I remember when Astraea said this, or I remember when Astraea said that. And then you can apply what you have learned to your personal life to troubleshoot any problems that you have going on. So that is my hope. Okay, so if you guys could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. So by watching my readings, you are agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. That means if I talk about anything in the realms of health, if you feel like that resonates, please follow up with the doctor. If I talk about anything in the realms of legal, if you feel like that resonates, please follow up with a lawyer. That's being responsible with the energy. Also, for those of you that do have personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. So if you guys go to the tagged products, you're going to see quite a few things tagged. And so I have just been tagging things that I talk about, like organite. I talk about organite from time to time. I talk about crystals. I talk about smudging. So I have put those supplies tagged in the products along with other books that will help you, that books that I have read personally, but books that will help you while you're on your spiritual journey. So 2 of those books, I'm just going to read the back of very briefly. And if we have time at the ending of the reading, then I'll go into more depth about them. The first book I'm going to talk about is called The Truth of God. It is an advanced intuitive living workbook, and it is written by Michael STEADMAN, Michael STEADMAN, who is a doctor of divinity. Now, I talk about the truth of God all the time because I use the techniques all the time from it. I've been using the techniques in this book for 10 years with success. So, and this book will teach you everything from meditation, teaches you about beliefs. Like there's a lot of techniques that I use from this book. So I'm going to read, sorry, I've got anointing oil on my head. I'm going to read the back of this book. If you're interested, you guys stay to the ending of this reading. Now, this is a wall tapestry. My real wings you probably wouldn't be able to see. But I am so loving that Temu is coming out with like amazing tapestries. I remember there for a while, it was like not a whole lot to choose from. And now what they have to choose from is so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the truth of God is an evolutionary encounter with that which we know as God, gaining new perspective into who we are and from where we came. First, the journey to God takes you to the realm where it all began, making many discoveries along the way. Next, the story of God explains what has seemed to be indescribable, creation and the path that led to what we perceive to be reality. Last, in the spiritual workbook, Michael gives information and techniques that will allow us to free ourselves from those ideas and emotions that are hindering our spiritual progress, and methods to open up the channel between the conscious mind that we are aware of and the inner consciousness that many are becoming aware of. If you've ever heard anybody say your inner self, that's kind of what we're talking about, your higher self. So this book will help you with using your discernment, with using your intuition. The truth of God's going to help with all of that stuff, with building your connection with your higher self, God. This second book that I'm going to talk about is the book that I have written, and it is called Vassago, Vassago, Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, It's written by me, Astraea Love, and it is tagged in the products and linked in the description box below. With this book, so this book is going to teach you how to read cards, tarot cards for yourself and for other people. So I have tagged also in the products and linked in the description box below the quick and easy original Rider-Waite Tarot, which is this deck right here. It's got the descriptions on the cards. That makes it so much easier for you to read the cards. So I've got that tagged in the products, linked in the description box below. So I'm going to read the back of my book. If we have time at the ending, if I'm feeling okay, then I'll actually use the book. Okay, so Astraea Love, that's me, is a psychic / intuitive that has been living between the spiritual and the physical world since she was a little girl, playing with the fairies in her backyard. She has helped countless people find answers to their questions about life's experiences with the help of the Most High God, providing inspiration in many forms. This book was inspired by the Ars Goetia spirit known as Vassago. He has assisted me in designing the different tarot card spreads in this book so that they cater to your personal experience. I, for one, know how difficult it can be to read cards for yourself due to our personal attachment to the outcome. This book will assist you in getting past that blockage and in obtaining the spiritual truth that will set you on your divine life purpose, aka spiritual path. This book of never before created major arcana spreads references the standard Rider-Waite tarot deck for all explanations and includes spells and rituals for each of the 22 cards. In the tarot, there's 22 major arcana cards. That's your guys' favorites. And then different card combination descriptions are gifted from my years of practical knowledge and are included in the additional notes section. Okay, so let's get into the reading. Let's get into the reading. So yeah, just to take a sip of my tea here. This is like the last of my watermelon tea, and I was so sad to see that it was like pretty much gone. No, I'm gonna have to make another batch. Oh, so good. Even when it's watered down, it's good. Okay. So the message that I have for you guys is nice. Good for you going for a good for you. That's amazing that you're going for bike rides. That's amazing that it's even like cool enough for you to go for a bike ride. I went to like a car show earlier and I had to like walk really quickly through the cars because it was too flippin' hot. I poured water on myself. I put on sunscreen, which I really am not a fan of sunscreen, to be quite honest. Yeah, there was no escaping that heat. And I had to literally conjure a breeze and clouds. So now it's like thunderstorming in that area. But yeah, while we were there, hell to the nah, too hot, too hot. You know about car shows? I love car shows. Oh my God, every time like a city does one, I'm like there. I'm like totally there. And I'll see the same cars from just like different cities, but sometimes they do have new ones. So what I'm getting is that you guys have a lot of blessings coming in. And so now is not the time to doubt yourself. Now is the time to be believing in yourself and to be putting that energy forward like you know that what's coming in is for your highest and best good, right? So let's see what comes out with the tarot. The Five of Pentacles. So if you have been in an energy to where you felt like you couldn't recover, the Five of Pentacles talks about like homelessness, brokenness, being broke, feeling casted away. Let me just ask, is this the collective's energy? No, this is not even your energy. So this is somebody else's energy. So maybe something about your blessings. I don't know why your blessings would cause somebody to be in the Five of Pentacles, but I get that you've just got somebody really worried. Well, I will say this. They're worried for a true legitimate reason. They could be being led down a road of financial ruin. This person that decided to come out before your card today, that has a whole lot to say about you, is unemployed. Okay, they don't have something to do. I don't think that they have a home. I think they have health problems. This could be weight loss or weight gain, and they're in financial ruin. So they need to seek support from friends and family. But this person's at the very, very bottom of the totem pole. I've been thinking that I want to get a statue of a totem pole, but um, with the different animal heads on it. All right, what else do I need to know about this person's energy? Is this more than one person? I get that this is more than one person. Maybe this is like a couple people, maybe two people. Yeah. Okay, so these people are swimming uphill at this point. I mean, this is like the Five of Pentacles picture, it truly does represent like what it means. Like, see how there's a religious window in the background with the Five Pentacles in the window, like it's like stained glass. This is like when you get kicked out of your religion, you get kicked out of your job, you get like this person is at an all-time low. Okay. So whoever was in your mind right now, that's who this person is. Whoever you was just thinking about, oh, I wonder if it's so and so. Yes, it is so and so. I also get that this person has received a lot of help with their situation, but you know, it's one thing to receive help. This person's gone to the spirit for something. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. This person has gone to the spirit for something. I also get that they've been literally, okay, let me just check for something here. Okay, everything that has to do with the cursing and the hexing and shit, I just want to get it out of the way now because I'm not going to be dealing with that later. This is a very, very heavy energy that somebody tried to put on you with the intention that you go through the hardships that this person's going through. So just give me 1 second. I want to get it out of the way so we can move forward. You're dealing with people who are vampiric people. This is why they're at the bottom right now. And then also, we're just going to get rid of whatever CERN and them turning the machine off, turning it on. Either way, I don't care what they're doing. I just want whatever they're doing for it to have a positive outcome. So if we can just clear that and somehow make it so if they're going to open a portal, close a portal, whatever the hell they're doing, because I don't think I personally do not feel like they actually know what they're doing. There is his own experiment. So how about we just set it up so that the next things that they do end up bringing about positive change? Okay. And there's one other component to this that needs to be released and cleared. Whatever that is, I'm not really for sure, but I don't really care to go into it. So let's just get rid of it. Okay, I just felt it right then. Okay, so things should start to get better. But yeah, these people could have been like doing something to sacrifice you or doing something to try to sacrifice you. That was a really stupid idea. What do we need to know about these two people? Or what do we, because I don't even want to focus on them. Like, to me, in my mind, these people are insignificant. They're not important in the bigger picture of things. I also get that they're not invited, just like vampires. We don't invite these people to our homes, to our energies, to engage with us. This person wants you to get them out of some type of trouble. Like, seriously. I'm seeing Yogi the Bear. So these people love to start fires, but then have to go find somebody to put the fire out. You know, it's kind of illogical, but whatever. I also get that these people didn't know the severity of what they were playing with. Well, who they were playing with and what they were playing in. They didn't know how severely that this situation would end up becoming. Like how I don't know if severe is the right word. How detrimental this situation that they put themselves in by doing whatever rituals against you. They didn't know when they went to go do this that this could happen. Not only are they found out by whatever religious system they subscribe to, these people are literally being called out. If they went to go get delivered, you know how like in some places, I think they're mostly African churches that do deliverance, but there might be some that are not African American churches that do deliverance. But I've heard of most of them being like in the South or whatever. This person went to somebody to get some type of deliverance, and they were not honest with the person that they went to, who was probably a prophet, a preacher, something like that. Actually, I get that this person, they went to their wife as the prophet, but anyways, they were not forthcoming with the information that they had attacked you violently, in the spiritual realm, trying to curse you and hex you and all of this other crap. They were not forthcoming with that information. So I feel like they're being outcasted because whoever they went to get deliverance, that person's wife found out that these people have caused their own suffering. So the only reason they're facing the troubles they're facing is because of what they tried to do to you and to your blessings. And maybe these people didn't want to admit it at first, but now they have to look at it. 3 of Cups. Look, you have abundance coming in, my lovelies. You really do. You've got a lot of abundance coming in. And look, things will get balanced out. We just have to call for judgment and justice. That's all. And I get that you probably did. You didn't know where this energy was coming from. Trust me, I know what it's like to be ritualistically on a schedule attacked by witches and warlocks. I know what that feels like. And it's not a good life to live. It's not fun. It's not fun dealing with people and their bullshit energy and their bullshit issues that have nothing to do with us, really. But I will tell you this, whatever you did, it's causing popularity. It's causing like new people to come to you, people that love you, that like you, that care about you, and it's causing people to run away from these people. So there is something spiritual going on to where these people failed at their attempt to take your destiny from you, to take a blessing from you, and now they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. And you have like a lot of popularity growing right now. Even if the numbers don't reflect that, you still have stuff coming in. These people don't have anything but debt and poverty and lack and limitation. 9 of Swords. They're also possibly sick. And this could be because these people tried to mess with your mental health, your physical health. Losing your mind is worse than losing your life. I can tell you that right now. The things that I've been through with losing my mind is much worse than losing. I would rather die 1,000 fucking times than lose my mind to witchcraft again. So I would die 1,000 deaths before I went through that mental struggle again. So these people, not only they're not being allowed to die, they know that they have caused somebody, aka you, great misery and pain, anguish and worry. They're all of a sudden they're concerned about what the outcome's going to be. Yes, messing with your nervous system. It's funny to me that all of a sudden. And we just want to thank you, God, for blocking all evil eye, for blocking all of the heinous energy and the heinous people that decide to do stuff like this. Like, thank you, God, for protecting us. Because, like, I wouldn't even wish what these people are going through and what they've done to you. I would not wish that on my worst enemy if I had one, right? The Empress. And these people are mainly pissed off because you're showing up as a divine being and they're showing up as an insignificant person. Wow. Okay, that's too many cards at once. What else do we need to know? I mean, with this energy being this foul, I would like to wait for it to transition so we don't have to stay here long. Not with this type of sick-ass energy. I mean, these people are probably in their sick bed. They could be literally feeling like they're never going to get better again. They're going to get better again. Like I said, they're not going to be allowed to just die. That would be too easy. Knight of Pentacles. You've got somebody that was working very hard at trying to put you so that you could not get out of bed. You couldn't live your life. This person's an idiot. If they were the Knight of Wands as well, these people, idiots. And the moon, they were trying to use the moon to take your destiny and take whatever other blessings. They wanted to sacrifice you for money, and now you have a blessing coming in, and these people can't stand to watch that. That's hilarious. The moon talks about hidden enemies, bad luck for these people, bad luck for the ones that love these. Anybody that loves these people is going to suffer just because of these people and their attitude, not even because of a backfire. It's literally these people and their minds. These people, they behave like, this is how they behave. They think that because they're like middle class, like Caucasian white people, that they can just treat anybody however they want to treat them whenever they get ready. You're probably the first individual, regardless of your skin color, because those are things that I think everybody is equal, but you're probably one of the first people to show these people, these other people, this Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Wands, that they can't just do whatever they want like they thought they could. Yeah, they're imbeciles. And it's not like you're like over there with a switch, like whooping they ass or anything. It's just literally that you're the first person that they came across that they felt like God or the divine or whatever else they believe exists, okay, would not care about. They thought that you were an unlovable person or something. Crazy. Ace of Wands. And that is so far from the truth. That is so flippin' far from the truth. You cannot be replaced. The world could replace these idiots with more idiots for probably for the rest of eternity. I mean, I'm serious. There's so many stupid people on this earth that these people could be replaced with more stupid people. You are something that is like you're like a peacock. You're like a rare bird. I would think of a peacock to be a rare bird, but you guys are like a rarity. You're kind, you're compassionate, you're wise, you're loving. And what I like is that you don't treat other people like they're not shit. Like their life doesn't matter. You guys don't treat people like that. You're being encouraged to build a family, to move to that place you want to go to write that book, to paint that painting, to draw that mural, whatever this is, to act that drama out. You know, if you want to be an actress, don't think that there are people that are going to be able to block you. If you want to be like somebody that advises people, whatever it is that you want to do, you're getting the green light to go ahead and do it. And it's going to produce a lot of results that are beneficial for you now and you for future you as well. The world, I'm not joking. You're basically getting the green light. I just have to cover up her boobies with my finger, but you get the gist. This wreath that she has around her, you guys have a circle of power around you. Yeah, your goals are being achieved. An unexpected sum of money comes your way. This could be with somebody actually giving you money, or this could be you coming across paperwork for money that you should have been owed. Something like that. This could also be a change of residence or job for you. Yeah, these people cannot go where you're going. They can't follow. Wherever you're headed, these people can't follow because they haven't taken the correct steps that were necessary to be in a position to where they could go to where you're going. If that makes sense. King of Cups. So who was the King of Cups for? I'm getting that you guys might be the King of Cups. You could either know a King of Cups, which could be like a father, a stepfather, a teacher, a parent, brother, sister. I mean, it could be anybody. But it's you have access to somebody who gives wise advice, and so this is why you will never fall down the pit that these people are falling into. I also get that somebody doesn't want to apologize because they're too prideful. I feel like these people are suffering really bad, but at one point you were suffering really bad. Now finally things are turning around and they're going in the way that they should go. And these people feel like the world is going to end. No, the world is just getting like it's coming out. The world is just coming out of its closet. It's just getting started. And these people, they're like, woe is me. My life is over. Queen of Pentacles. Because they weren't able to take you out of this nurturing, loving, helping energy. And they're not going to be able to do that. Who told these people that they were ever going to be able to play God in your reality? I also get that you will receive the help because you will help other people. And these people, they were draining you of your resources from afar. These are like remote psychic vampires. They remotely drain people. Yeah, I would call your energy and your power back to you every single day and leave these people devoid of everything. Three of Wands. These people are searching for whatever new business idea, new project, new, new venture that you have going on. They're like actively searching for it because they want to have it for themselves. I'm like, I will clear the curses for my collective and I will clear the curses off of me and my life and my stuff. But I'm never going to be sitting around clearing curses for people who sit around cursing me specifically. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to clear it for myself, and these people will have to deal with my ancestors and whatever else exists. And that's the attitude I think you should have with these people, because you can't let them into your life in any type of way. And they're looking for a way that they can stick their head in and start to dictate what you have and what you don't have. Okay, it always seems like it's like people that want to pry resources out of your hands. These people are like shoot on sight. Like they put up no trespassing signs type, like they give off the energy like this. You would have to put off no trespassing signs because these people will walk all over you, Yes, they were playing in your energy. They want to walk all over you thinking that that is going to be accepted by the universe. In what world? In what world can we just abuse people and then get rewarded for it? Like, what is that? Seven of Cups, delusions. These people are stuck in their shadow side and they think that it's, they're warranted. There is no being that told these people that they could do whatever they want to you. So I don't care what they're saying. Yeah, you've got Archangel Michael with the Temperance card showing up. Protecting your business ideas, look, just like Archangel Michael protects this platform, whatever you have going on, Archangel Michael is protecting you in the same way. Which means that these people can do whatever they want, but for them to send a curse, they have to be up all night because they're lame as shit. For you to clear a curse, you literally don't have to be up all night. You could just do it in the morning when you get up and pray. I suggest that you guys pray periodically so that you're putting that good energy out there. Psalm 91 is a really good one, Psalm 23, but I get that whether you pray or not, you're still going to be protected from this energy. And not only that, if anything comes up to where you realize that these people are cursing and blocking you, you can ask the divine to call for judgment. You can ask God, your higher self, the divine, to assess the situation. That doesn't mean that we judge it. It means we give it to a higher power so the higher power can assess what's going on here and then let us know what we need to do to either protect ourselves or to not create these types of situations. And I feel like today, in the world we live today, there's too many people that are getting away with stuff. Like, and this pattern of people getting away with stuff they should never have been doing in the first place, it's got to end. That right there in itself has got to end. I don't want this world to be a world of injustice. And that's what it's been. So just know whatever you lost, whatever these people tried to pry out of your hands, whatever you felt like you lost, that will be restored. And it may not be restored in the exact way that you want it to, but it will be restored 7 to 10-fold, infinity-fold, in the way and in the time that the divine has for you, which is going to work out the best. Because there are still certain things about this situation, like there's a female energy involved in this that we haven't even come across yet. So these people, they want to hide now. Now they want to run and hide. 4 of Cups. But it was okay for them to be depressed, self-centered, self-absorbed. There's nobody that's ever going to make me think that it's okay to go curse and hex people and destroy people's mental health in their lives because out of some fucking boredom. No. Sorry, sir, ma'am. Get out of here with that. Yeah, literally emotional exhaustion from these people, loss of interest in the normal activities, depression, self-absorption. These people are focused only on your material possessions, okay? They could also be focused on you not having love, but it's the majority of it is you having material possessions, like a vehicle, like, ew. These people are like literally gross. They make me want to throw up in my mouth. Like they're giving stomach bile. Like I'm serious. That's how disgusting their energy is. These losing ass people that can't make their car payments, don't have a vehicle now. Whose problem is that? Why don't nobody taught these people how to take care of responsibilities, obviously. 7 of Swords. And out of their boredom, they did a bunch of stuff that now they have to answer for. There is no being that exists other than our higher self that can get these people out of what they've done. They're running away from making a decision because you become too strong. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. You become too strong for them. I think you've always been stronger than them. Love is greater than fear. And these people operate from a lack mindset. So why did they do this in the first place? Can we get some clarity on that? Oh yeah, destiny swap. But other than that, like, is there anything other than that? Or was that the main objective? And can somebody please find a way to make it make sense where 2 people can swap one person's destiny? These people, these 2 idiots would have to fight each other to the death to have your destiny. It doesn't even make sense. Even with me saying that, you can't divide one person's destiny between a bunch of beings. These people don't have spiritual authority to do anything to you. Oh, you felt stomach aches. I'm sorry. Look, they're up under judgment. They're literally up under judgment. They're running away from having to be up under judgment. Where in this earth can they go to that God doesn't exist? God exists in hell and everywhere else. There's nowhere that anybody can go. Technically, we're in the heavens already because the earth is in the sky, and that we consider the sky to be the heavens. So technically, we are in the heavens already. Where are these people going to go? Seriously, where can they run to now to get out of this trouble? Like, they could run to a practitioner, but a practitioner is going to be like, sorry, until you make this sacrifice, until you do this, whatever disgusting thing that they're going to be asked to do. And it's not even going to appease the karma that they still have to pay. This is like, these people think that they can just use whatever rituals to get out of stuff if they go to the right person. They're already in debt, broke, and they can't pay for any more spell work. This is why, do you know that when you stop paying the witchcraft practitioners, what the witchcraft practitioners do, the moment that you don't give them any more money, they curse and hex you. That's why, well, that's just one method that they have to get more money out of people. Crazy, right? Like, why would anybody do that to somebody that just gave them money? Why? It's so, and this is the way that I think. It's so much easier just to be nice to somebody. In fact, for me to be mean to somebody, if I have to go out of my character, out of my way, get out of my normal mindset to be unkind, that's a problem, okay? Because that means that I'm going to be going out of what my normal parameters, like, you know how horses that are pulling buggies, how they have those blinders on. If I have to like take those blinders off and go and be seeing everything else that's out there, that's actually a really good analogy for the veil. But if I have to like go out of my way, I'm like going a straight path with the blinders on. If I have to go out of my way to go do something negative, then whatever was done, what I can guarantee would be worth whatever I would do that would be negative, because you will not see me go out of my way to hurt and harm people. Like, I will just rather be kind to them. But if like I had a child and somebody hurt my child, I want to be waiting for no physical justice. I would be in vigilante mode. Literally vigilante mode. There's this one movie, I don't remember what it's called, but it's got Ben Affleck's Jennifer Garner, his ex-wife in it. Anyways, the description to the movie is like the cartel accidentally kills her family. No, it's not an accident. In fact, it was planned. But anyways, she turns into a complete badass because her family's gone, and then she goes after the whole cartel. I don't want to ruin it for you guys because it's a really good movie. Not a really good feel-good movie, but it is a very good story. How she is in that movie, that's how I think I would probably turn out if somebody hurt and harmed somebody that I cared about. I would not rest until all of their organizations were turned to dust, turned to salt. Maybe the movie is called Salt. I don't think it is, but let me just look it up and ask. See, there's no one that can tell me that these phones are not telepathic devices. I just said Jennifer Garner's name out loud. I go in to type in Jennifer, and it pulls up Jennifer Garner. Like, that's pretty creepy. Have you guys ever had that experience? It happens to me all the time. In fact, the other day it happened to me, and I was like literally thinking about this one thing that I used to watch and how I haven't seen it forever, and then boom, it popped back up again. I was like, what the hell? Okay, it's called peppermint, not salt. My bad, you guys. I don't know what salt is, but so the movie's called Peppermint. If you guys are interested in like seeing badass chicks fight and stuff like that, like she's amazing in that. I've always liked Jennifer Garner's energy. The Ace of Swords is what flew out. So God's protection's flying out here, flying out there. The divine is cutting cords with these people. Everything that they were doing is coming crashing down, and it's looking really, really bleak for them. I don't know what to tell these people. They're going to have to just face the judgment and either admit that they were wrong and repent, or I don't know, what is the other option? I guess they can keep going in the direction they're going, but they're not going to get the results they want doing that. But again, how it's like, this is why this is the divine's job. I don't have the credibility to be judging people, to say, oh, this person deserves that. I can just tell you this, that by this person disregarding wise advice to leave you alone, they put themselves like in the line of fire. And not only that, they've come up against a type of protection that they'll never ever be able to beat. Not with no voodoo, not with no ceremonies, not with no rituals, not with nothing. Like there's nothing that can overcome what's protecting you. And so, yeah, I wish that these people would have known or thought about this before they did what they did, the tower, but they didn't. They weren't thinking, not properly. The judgment to the tower, these people are literally being punished. It's so sad, man. I mean, I feel bad for you because when you were going through what these people were doing to you, you had no idea who was doing it and why. And so now, and there's still a female energy that's hiding, but now that you know who these people are, or you suspect who they are, I would always be asking for confirmation from the universe. The universe will literally give you discernment. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, these people felt like it was okay, that it was justified because they believe that you have something that they don't. Well, you do. You have something that it's not that they can never have it. It's just that you were born with a higher calling. Point blank period. You were born that way. You came into this, like, whose fault is that? You came into this lifetime with having more, at least esoterically, energetically, under your belt. You have more experience and you have more connection to actual God. You've probably done things to harness that connection. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you do things that are in alignment, like praying, meditating, going for walks, letting your feet touch grass, that type of thing. I mean, all that stuff sounds all woo-woo, but it's really not. They're just tools that you use while you need a tool. And then when you don't need it anymore, you don't have to use it. Usually another tool will arrive. These people have some very long-held beliefs about you that are not true. And I think that they literally made these beliefs up in their head so that they could feel justified in attacking you. Like, that's what I'm getting. And that's really, really kind of crazy. For these people to have called you crazy, to have called you SLUT and WHORE and all this other stuff that's not even close to being accurate about you, for them to have said all of this stuff, I mean, they were probably thinking that if they said things about you, people would believe them. Whatever. I'm picking up on the gang stalking energy. And gang stalking, if you've survived that, you can survive anything. Because, like, literally, these people, what I get is that they were going around saying that you've been involved in PORN. No, you haven't. What is wrong with these people? Mentally deranged. And if any of these people have any type of video of you from you having a past with them or something, then they could they need to be very careful about spreading that shit, because they can get put in prison for that. You can absolutely sue people for taking illicit content. I don't care if it's 20 years old. If they're sharing it now, it is relevant now. And these people, I would sue their pants off of them. I would sue the shirt off their back. I'm not even joking. If you ever find out any evidence, Page of Wands, because these people, they do have children. They've got people that they need to take care of. And instead of spending their time focusing on you, they should be focusing on the next generation of children. Because at the end of the day, your contract with the Most High God, with the Two of Cups there, your contract with the divine is not going anywhere. Like there's not going to be anything that's done about that. So these people might want to just get with the program and start taking care of their own responsibilities. I'm not going to say their life will get any better because again, when you cause somebody so much hurt, I think of it this way. These people were intentionally trying to cause you suffering and hurt and pain. Okay? When those tears have already left your eyes, what can somebody do to undo that? Like, is there anything? Is there a ritual somebody can do that can erase the past and erase what they did? No, we can't change. Like, that's delusional. Thinking that we can do a ritual to change the past. They're like, this is why these people need to think better. Like, think harder or something, because they need to understand that once they pay somebody to do a ritual and that ritual goes through and it affects somebody, you can't just go get it reversed. And if you do, it's going to be coming back twice as bad on these people trying to reverse it. That's like saying that after you broke somebody's heart, that you can just go just take a little eraser and erase whatever you did that broke their heart. That is not possible. I mean, you can heal your heart, but these people cannot erase the suffering that you've already gone through. The sleepless nights, the worry, the stress, the demonic attacks, the witchcraft, they can't like make it so you never went through that. And they definitely are not going to be able to convince God to turn away from you. So what the hell were they thinking? What were they thinking with this? Probably only about themselves. I think that what pisses these people off the most is the fact that you've moved on and your life has gotten better. You've probably moved from, either being homeless. This is where these people wanted you, was homelessness. You've probably moved from either being homeless or being in, it could be like living in an apartment to getting a condo to getting a house. Like you've had several upgrades in your life in many aspects and areas. And these people are having like, what's the opposite of an upgrade? Like if they had something nice, they're getting downgraded. I also get that something about a vehicle. These people did not want you having access to a car because they wanted to know where you were 24 hours a day. They didn't want you to be able to get up whenever you wanted to go get in a vehicle and drive somewhere. Like, these people have done so much spell work that they're in major trouble for it, like major trouble for it. And these people are like literally, when it comes to what they've done to you, they're like, I don't care. That's the way that they're acting. So the universe is going to show them what I don't care, what it looks like to not be cared by the universe. Because these people have always had their needs met. They have there's nothing wrong with them. They're not disabled. They're not, old. They can, when somebody needs assistance, when they're like disabled or old, this is not that. These people don't fit into any category. They should be at work every day. That is like a Monday to Friday. They should be, or whatever their schedule is. I don't care, but they should be working for whatever it is that they have because they can work. The hell's wrong with these people? They wanted to disable you and make it so you could never have a job. Now they're the one that's unemployed. And I don't feel like this person's boss can even like trust them to show up. It's like every time that these people get a little bit of money in their hands, they go to quitting their jobs. And then they have to go find a new job. Ew. I also get that there's a big difference here because what you're doing, you're actually called to do it. The divine has led you step by step by step by step to get you to where you're at so you can do this job for the divine and for yourself. Then it includes your wish fulfillment, by the way. This soul contract. It includes your wish fulfillment and your happily ever after with the 9 to the 10 of cups. Your rainbow, your kids, your loving relationship. It includes all that. So like these people were not being divinely led. They were being led by their ego, their pride, and their blind hatred. What's blind hatred? Blind hatred is when you hate somebody and you can't really say why, because there's no real reason as to why you should hate them, right? It's just blind hatred. It's just random. So I also get that these people are so upset that you have authentic friends entering your life. You have real relationships with people. You have business partnerships. You're having new opportunities. This Two of Cups, I'm just going to let you know, this Two of Cups soul contract that you have with the divine is going to bring in many opportunities, not just one, but opportunity after opportunity after continual opportunities, right? And some of the opportunities you may be like, wow, that was the best opportunity. And some of them you may be like, well, that was mediocre. Either way, you're going to get paid for these opportunities. So whether you love it to death or not, like there are some days where what I do, if I don't feel good because I have stuff going on with me, then I may sit down here and sit in front of getting ready to do a reading and crying my eyes out. But I always know that on those days that I don't feel good, not to put the energy out there, right? I'm learning that though. Like I haven't always been that wise. I get that you work when you feel good. And the work that you do goes a very long way, because when you change your inner reality, the outward reality changes. That's what these people cannot figure out. Like the missing piece for them is the fact that you've gone within yourself and you've addressed certain issues and certain wounds that were there when you knew these people. And now they can't put salt in those wounds. Now they can't they can't reopen something that's been, like, let's say you have a cut on your arm and you sew it up. They can't come and take a razor blade and just unopen that, like cut through the stitches. And they're upset about that. They can't rub salt in your wound. These people are very prideful. They're very arrogant. They're very cocky. And they feel like they're better because, is this a racial or gender thing? Yeah, part of it is that these people probably feel that they're better than you. Like I said, mediocre, 7 inches, if that. That's mediocre. Okay? These people are mediocre. They're middle-class, mediocre people. And so if you are a different color than Caucasian, maybe these people are basing their analysis of what they can do off of that. That's going to get them in trouble. Okay? Racism is for ignorant people. It really is. What else do we need to know? These people are so upset that they're up under judgment. And it's clearly obvious because everything has fallen apart for them. So now they want to come in and hurry up and exchange something with you. I would not ever answer the door for these people. If you know who they are, would not answer their phone calls. I don't care if they're family. I don't care how they're related to you or how they want to associate themselves with you. These are the types of people you stay as far away from as possible, because they'll bring this bad karma everywhere they go. And you've already been through enough. You don't need to go through anything else. I don't feel like it's necessary. God doesn't feel like it's necessary for you to continue to have to go through struggle after struggle after struggle at the hands of these people who are literally stupid. 10 of Swords. And these people are so blocked. They're acting like a victim now that they're losing. What did they think was going to happen? Why would anybody think that they would get something different other than this? When what they set out to do was stick 10 swords in your back, why are they surprised that the people around them would literally, for less than a feather, freaking stab this person in the back, or both of these people in the back? I don't know why these people think that they're like the one exception. Maybe they were never disciplined as children or something. I don't know. I don't know what creates this type of thinking, but they probably passed it down to this child that they have. This child is about to see their parent go through a bunch of stuff, And this child is not stupid like the parent is. The child's going to know immediately why the parent is going through what they're going through. A lot of the times, parents think that they're outsmarting their children, and it's the other way around. 10 of Pentacles. And you are coming in with a lot of resources, a lot of support. Let's get the likes up, you guys. A lot of beautiful, beautiful, loving energy is coming in for you. A lot of answers to problems, a lot of answers to things that maybe you couldn't figure out as to why it was going, you know, one way or the other. Now you know. These people are going to be in the 10 of Swords. So for your life, what are you going to do to move forward? Are you going to continue to just clear your energy and move forward? Yes. Because you still, look, these people, they have nothing that they're here to do. You have a whole soul contract with the divine to still accomplish, and it doesn't involve taking care of these people who act like babies. 8 of Wands. Yeah, these people are being with 10 swords in their back at the crossroads. And you're still over here with a home, with a vehicle, with whatever it is that you need. And if you don't have a vehicle, these people were playing a part in that. So it looks like you're going to come into some type of success. I think that it's this Queen of Wands who's associated with them, who's got these people believing that they can still succeed against you. They can. I don't care how much warlocky they are. I don't care how warlocky these people are. You're going to continue to clear their BS, and you're going to continue to move forward, and you're going to continue to trust in your higher self, your higher power, in your discernment. And these people can't do anything about that. They can literally try to use whatever they want to use against you, but at the end of the day, you know a power that is greater than anything that's in this physical realm. So, yeah, using your instincts. And these people, they jump around from culture to culture, trying to find something that's going to work, and there is no culture that's going to be working against you. Seven of Wands. I saw this card and I shuffled the deck like 3 times to try to get away from it. Here it is. So you're being told to defend yourself. Do not think that you defending yourself is too aggressive, because it's really not. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Oh, God bless you. Turning 39. That's a good age. That is a good age. Still young. Yes, you guys will be forever young. Like my grandma, seriously, like, I don't know how old she was, in her 80s when she passed away. God bless her soul. But she looked good for that age. She still had her hair. She had boobs that were not saggy. I mean, I'm serious. She looked good for that age. Beautiful lady. I get that you guys have very good genetics, and not only that, your children, if you decide to have children, or if you do have children, they carry these same genetics. This Queen of Wands wants you to think that there is no help for you. This Queen of Wands also did something to try to make it so that things would not be fair for you, and everything, it looks like the universe is balancing things out. Queen of Swords. You probably had to get in the energy of the Queen of Swords and putting your sword up against this person because they're crazy, first of all. Secondly, because they will not leave your energy alone. So let me just ask, is the Queen of Swords going to even make a communication with these other people about why they're all up under judgment, being put into homelessness and all of that crap? Or do they even care? You know what I'm getting is that this Queen of Wands has SEX with the Knight of Wands and with the Knight of Pentacles. She's sleeping with both people. So no, you're dealing with somebody that's a total narcissist. They just, manipulate people's minds. And then when things go bad, they never take accountability. They never want to say, oh, my bad. Two of Swords. This Queen of Swords is blocked. Or Queen of Wands, excuse me. So you, Queen of Swords, have blocked this Queen of Wands with your prayers, with your cries. I mean, like literally, it was so bad yesterday that I was just screaming and crying at the top of my lungs. God help me, God help me, God help me, please help me, over and over again, because my mind gets into like this repetitive, annoying, it's so annoying. And then I get like fixated and I can't get out of that. And it takes hours and hours and hours. It's so frustrating. So I know what it feels like to have been dealing with witchcraft and with people who just wish bad shit against you and they don't even really have a reason. Their reasoning is because they don't want to see you happy. That's like not a good enough reason to cause destruction in someone else's life. There are people that I feel like, well, I don't know. There's only one person that I really feel like deserved to suffer, but that person faked their death. He owned a certain island and stuff like that. There's only a certain few people that I've come across where I've actually felt like, oh, that person needs to pay for what they've done, right? This Queen of Wands jumped the gun on the whole situation and was like, I'm going to make them pay. I'm going to make them pay. I'm going to use whoever I can use to make them pay. And look who's paying the price. Like you went through a season where you had to deal with this energy, but it didn't kill you. It didn't drag your soul to HE double hockey sticks. It didn't do any of that. This person's like, they think that it's their job to punish you. No, if you need to be punished, trust me, the universe will find a way. But I don't feel like you've done anything to deserve that. You don't, that's not a requirement for you to be punished. These people just wanted to punish you because they see you living happily ever after but with moving on. You got up and you walked away, you moved on. And that that in itself of your life getting better after leaving this person be is enough proof to the universe and to you that they were not good for you. And not only that, it shows everybody else that this person has been talking bad about you too. The fact that you can be easily looked up either on the internet or seen in person at a job or something, and people can see that you are doing better than this person. And doing better than when you knew this person. Good. Prayer and fasting. Keep doing it. It's working. Yeah. So it's not this ego tripped Queen of Wands is more upset about the fact that of the way that it looks, that they can't control the narrative about you anymore. They were never in control of the narrative. Like, I don't care what any human says. I listen to what my own intuition, my own connection, my own abilities say. I don't listen to what spirits say. I mean, if angels come in and say something, it's usually confirming what I already know. But even that, I take with a grain of salt because I want to be my own person and make my own decisions and use my own discernment. This Queen of Wands is so pissed off that you used your discernment, you got away from them, and then your life started to get better. It went, like if there's a graph, it just kept climbing like that. And they're like, well, everybody can see that this person's life has gotten better. They look better. They look healthier. They look younger even. This Queen of Wands has been like, well, I'm going to sacrifice them. What I want from them is their beauty. I want the way that they look. I want the people to see them like they're a nobody, like they're ugly, and people are not responding to you in that way. People are looking at this Queen of Wands like they're freaking ugly. I don't care how skinny they are. They're not attractive. Not to me. Not to me. They're like very, very hollow, like shallow, hollow, empty, no light in their eyes type people. Dead on the inside. This is why you just don't try to kill people's like hope and stuff. This person is blocked off and they're blocking themselves, but they are being blocked off by your spirit team. Yeah, your team of highest light and resonance has had enough of this person and these people to the point where you're not going to have to lift a finger moving forward. Now that when I took at the beginning of this reading the initiative to clear this stupidness out of the way, now it's like the trash has been taken out. So whatever you do to maintain your good energy, you're not going to fall back into a way of suffering like these people think that you are. What? She texted you and said that you're ugly? You're not ugly. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I would make sure that they're blocked on all social media so that they cannot access you or speak to you. And these people, the funny thing, you know what's funny about these situations? It almost always happens like this. It's like the one person that could get this person out of the shit that they're in with the universe and with karma would probably be you, but now they can't come to you because of how because they're, first of all, they're in this situation because of what they did to you. And they can't come to you, not in a serious way. This is why I feel like you have definitely denounced this person and you were like, Spirit, I wash my hands, done. Like, I don't associate me with this person. Ace of Cups. And look, Spirit's like, I got you, babes. Don't even worry about it. Your hands are clean. You're free to move forward. This is what God is saying. It's like, you are so beloved that I've given unto you my Holy Spirit so that you can use that when situations and people like this come about so that you can discern your own energy. I mean, think of it this way. If these people weren't here playing stupid games, they wouldn't be here winning stupid prizes. But also, if they weren't playing stupid games with you, from your perspective, you wouldn't be learning how to deal with troublesome people if it was just smooth sailing all the time. That's why a little bit of corruption, a little bit of, yeah, these people are corrupt as hell, but a little bit of ups and downs helps you become a stronger person. So you can really thank these people for making, isn't there a Kelly Clarkson song that says, no, maybe it's Christina Aguilera, but it's like, thank you for making me stronger. You made my skin a little bit thicker. Yes, I think it's Christina Aguilera. Thanks for making me a fighter. That's what she says. Something like that. Your blessings are coming in very quickly. And it's not just money. That's not just money. These blessings are happy moments. They're times where you click with people. Like, for example, being at the car show, hotter than hell, but still, even at that, we ran into this guy that was, literally just sitting there baking in the sun because it's ridiculously hot. And I ended up talking to him and he was like, yeah, I don't really drive this car because it's one of those like Jeep things that don't have windows and doors to it really. So he's like, I just like put it in shows. I don't really drive it. And I ended up talking to that person for a very long time. And he's like, this is why I come to these things, just so that I can have some social interaction. And I was like, right on. That's amazing. I get that you're not in need of social interaction. Like, these people are very social people. They like to go out a lot. They like to like bottles in the club type thing. That's the energy that they put off. But their lifestyle that they're living is not sustainable. And this Queen of Wands blames her Page of Wands child as to why she never has money. And it is not the child's fault as to why this Queen of Wands does not have money. This Queen of Wands has not cleared any generational curses when it comes to money, has not done any work on themselves, and has only been a thief and a witch to other people. So this is why they don't have money. Because they're always having to either buy supplies to do this bullshit witchcraft that doesn't work, or they're paying somebody else to do it for them. Foolish. And then they use their what's between their leg to try to convince these other people to do things against you and others. You're not the only victim of theirs, and I'm not saying that you're a victim, but these people tried to victimize you. But yeah, This Queen of Wands represents somebody that likes to use what's between their legs to manipulate people to do what she wants them to do because she's too broke to pay them to do it. So, but she never warns people like, oh, by the way, there could be side effects or consequences or something bad could happen. Community. Yes. Like that she never says that, oh, by the way, if something goes wrong, like I would always be giving some type of disclaimer. But again, she knows that if she gives a disclaimer, these people are going to go, wait, what do you mean what we're doing to somebody else could happen to me? Well, look, if you send that energy out, it's going to come back at some point or another. So yeah, it is possible, you know? I feel like this Queen of Wands is struggling and suffering they're really having a hard time keeping this mask on that they're wearing, this mask to deceive everyone that they're the righteous one, that they're the virtuous one. Really, if they're so virtuous, why do they need groups of people to do spells on one person? That doesn't sound like virtue. That sounds like the opposite, vice. I'm also getting that this person, one reason I'm getting the C word, CANCER, and not the zodiac sign. I'm getting that she's got some type of cancer going on down there between her legs. This person has serious issues that they need to get addressed. That's really sad. I wish that they would go get help. I wish all these people would go to a therapist. But I highly doubt this person would tell their therapist or their doctor, oh yeah, I did witchcraft on this person and now it's coming back to me. Now their ancestors are kicking my butt. Now the angelic realm is pissed off. I mean, this Queen of Wands has pissed off another dimension as each day goes on. She does something else to offend the higher dimensions. She needs to just stop. If she, like, literally her life would start to get better and turn around if she would just stop doing all of this, spiritual roots on people. She thinks that she's better than you, and there's no indication that shows that other than this person's delusions. Maybe somebody hyped them up and said, oh yeah, you're better than them, whatever. Oh, I mean, if they did, they were blowing smoke out of them, literally blowing, what is it? Blowing hot air, whatever that saying is. This Queen of Wands is like always used to being complimented, okay? Seven of Pentacles. So the funny thing is that she's sitting around waiting. In fact, she's got these two other men that she's sleeping with, by the way, sitting around waiting for your blessings to go to them. And they're still in poverty, don't have a house, probably are cracked out, smoking the crack, smoking the whatever else is out there, pipe, okay? And look, things are turning in your favor. Because why wouldn't they? When you have the love that comes from God, when you fill your own cup of happiness, you don't need the world to do jack shit for you when you have the divine doing it all. And when whatever the divine lets you know that you need to do, like take a spiritual bath, go for a walk, sometimes just it's like little things like clear out that corner, pray, like literally it's not like, oh, go do this grandiose things. These people are the things that they do are grandiose. When it comes to trying to destroy others, they have to get everybody together. They have to get the right moon cycle. They have to get all of these tools. Like it's what these people do. Maybe it's effective in another country, but this person, like I said, is a Caucasian person from the Caucasus Mountains. Okay. Like their bloodline probably comes from that. I don't think they should be doing, and again, I don't know who made up the closed practice thing, but whatever these people are doing, they're messing around in things that, things that just don't really like them, to be quite honest, that don't, that don't care for them, that are not going to, you know, stick their neck out to get their head cut off. This Queen of Wands thinks that everything revolves around her and her coochie. And now that things are going in a completely different direction, she's like, wait, I thought that I had done everything I need to do. I thought I gave that person to the devil. No. Emperor. And you're showing up as somebody who can balance your feminine and masculine energies. Forget the fact that this person looks old. You can be an emperor at 20. But literally, you've balanced your masculine and feminine energies, which means you've integrated those. A lot of people tell me, and I feel like I look androgynous as well. I don't have an Adam's apple. I'm not a man, never was, but I still have masculine energy. And sometimes when you have to stand on your own 2 feet, you have to be able to balance those two energies, masculine and feminine. This person is completely out of balance in all types of ways. They're completely blocked, and they're not going to be leading anybody anywhere. This person wanted a position of power that you hold in the spirit. They wanted like your seat at the table. I also get that this person tried to play around in like your subconscious mind while you were sleeping. They tried to project like fear and anxiety. So if you've been having random like you can't figure out where this and I'm not a doctor, please go to a therapist or a doctor. I just have to state that. But if you're having random weird panic attacks where you just can't breathe, you go out, like let's say you go out to the grocery store, all of a sudden you walk down 9 aisle, the aisle number 9. You were fine at aisle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, but you get to aisle 9, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get hit with, and you can't breathe. First of all, I would look to see who's in your immediate vicinity. And then I would be like, okay, whose energy is this? If you find out that you're holding, that somebody is sending you energy, because it's a ritual type thing, then that's the beginning to you solving the fact that somebody is sending you this energy. But I feel like these panic attacks that have been unexplainable, no, there is a way to explain that. It's called witchcraft and evil eye. Like when your frequency is high vibrational, good enough to where you can go to the store to be around other people. For me, most of the time, I can't even do that. I can't even get my frequency to be good enough to go be around whatever the F weird shit is out there. Because I've had a lot of very weird experiences, like from black-eyed people, like no white on their eye at all, to just different experiences that I can't explain. But yeah, where I've been out places and all of a sudden I get really like so nauseated. I get really afraid. I start to see things. Spirits show up. I mean, before I knew that my spirit team, half of it is dark and scary looking, humongous spiders and other shit. Before I understood that these things were here to protect me, I was deadly afraid of them. And this person is like literally behind whatever random, you think it's totally random and you can't explain it and you don't know why it's happening. In those moments when you have like searched your own chakras and you're like, okay, my chakras, like I came to the store feeling fine, now all of a sudden, or it could be you going anywhere. Now you could be picking up on thought forms, but somebody sending the evil eye is a thought form. Most of the time when the evil eye is sent, it's not a traditional spell. I don't know how somebody would do an evil eye spell. I don't know what that would include. I can only tell you my experience, that when I was experiencing a lot of the evil eye and I didn't believe in it and didn't know what it was, I had neighbors that were playing around in my yard. They were turning all of the rocks that I had like placed as a decoration in front of my house. They were rearranging them and directing them towards me. What else were they doing? They were hammering nails into my house. Just really weird shit, like really weird shit. Noise intimidation, doing witchcraft outside, right outside my like back window and back door during the daytime, thinking that a tree was blocking me from seeing them, like stupid people. But yeah, I always was able to be like, I used to live my life in terror. I was terrorized 24 hours a day by what these people were doing to me. And now I'm glad that I live in a place where people don't do that. I mean, I still every once in a while have somebody try to show up asking for somebody else, but other than that, I've not had any of the problems I did when I was living on those cursed Indian burial grounds with these witches as neighbors. Crazy people. And there was like this person that I was seeing in my mind's eye all of the time. Like there would be people that would randomly come up to my door around the same time every night, around 6 p.m. They would knock on my door and then they would take out their phone and try to record me. And never figured out who those people were. I had people calling the police on me saying I was threatening to unalive them. I don't know who those people were, so that can't be true because when they made that call, I wasn't home and I didn't know who made the call. But all these weird occurrences just stopped when I moved. Like, they literally stopped. And even though this one person I gave my address to because I didn't know that they were snake then, they've tried to send things, and it's much easier to defend just one person sending it to your house than it is 20 people collaborating, right? So you just have to understand that what you've gone through, you've made it through the hardest parts of this situation. Now the rest is just going to be blessings that come in. And if you're able to bless other people with telling your story, telling your testimony, telling other people how God got you out of a situation that was messed up, you're going to spread the light that came from that darkness, that dark period of your life. You're going to be able to spread that light out and to other people so that they can hear your truth and then understand that they don't have to just sit in that energy. Once you feel an attack, increase your vibrations. You dance for hours. Good for you. What an amazing system of release. Yeah. Sometimes down the street as you're walking and singing. Good. Cooking. Cooking's another thing. Drawing. Putting it into projects. That's bravo. That's exactly what you should be doing. And not only that, it's like sometimes the best art comes from the darkest places. It truly does. If we look at different artists at different times in their life, we can definitely tell the times when they were depressed and when they were not. You found painting? That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that for you guys. The Hangman. So when it comes to sacrificing you, that's over, my loves. That energy is null and void. It's null and void. I mean, it was never actually working the way that it was supposed to. That's why this Queen of Wands person has people waiting around for a sacrifice to go through. I really think that for whatever this person wants, if they want to get this black magic stuff unattached from them, they need to go to God. Like, that's what I really feel like. I don't feel like doing more rituals is going to save them. Not this time. Maybe the first 200 times they did this shit, maybe doing another ritual would have saved them, but I don't get that there's any type of sacrifice that's going to get this person unblocked and out of poverty, because that's truly where they're at right now. They're living a life that they are ashamed of because they feel like they don't have as much as you. 6 of Pentacles. And this person is going to be forced into making payments for a long time. While you are just gaining control over your financial well-being, you're getting increased personal power at your job. You're getting like blessings. This person is getting problems. Now people don't want to work with them. Now people don't want to hear what they have to say. I think that the people around this Queen of Wands, even her own child, is tired of being involved in negative karma. because this person attacks everyone. You understand the premise of in order to receive, you have to give. And that doesn't just mean like donations. It could be like how I come on here almost every day that I can, and I do what I can do. I try not to do more than what I can do, but I do what I can do. I do readings, I give out messages, I say, or I relay what I am picking up on. This person would never think of doing a kindness to another person. They don't think, oh, thank you for the star. They don't think about the collective. They don't think about the world. Like this person only thinks about them. And so everything that they do is self-motivated, and people around this person can see that it's all self-motivated. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for the star. Yes, they don't need to end you. I completely agree with that. Why would they think that they needed to do that? Who told them that? The devil hasn't even come out yet. So I'm like, I don't think that it's the devil behind it. I mean, I was just listening to this podcaster talk about, I don't know if you guys have seen American Horror Story Coven. The Coven series is based in Louisiana. There was this crazy person. Her name was like Madame LaLaurie or something like that. Oh, thank you for the heart with the clouds. Anyway, she was a psychopath, like a true psycho person. And when she was living in New Orleans, she was like, well, if you see American Horror Story, you know who I'm talking about. I think Kathy is the name that played her character. But anyways, she says the N-word a lot. It's like the way she played that role. Anyways, it's very like frightening to me. She would just be torturing slaves just because she wanted to like experiment and torture slaves, right? It brought her enjoyment. She could have been there, like there is evil spirits underneath the place that she lives that could have been manipulating her, but at the end of the day, it was only an influence because she was the one calling the shots and making the choices. Just like at the end of the day, even if there was an energy underneath where this person is at, motivating them or influencing them, at the end of the day, it's still this person's conscious mind that made all the decisions. So she can't just be like, oh, the devil made me do it, because I don't even see a devil out here. And this makes me wonder, what were they trying to sacrifice to? If there is no devil showing up, what were they trying to sacrifice you to? Can we get clarity on that? Or is that a question that is like not even important? If it's not important, we don't need to know. But like, maybe trying to sacrifice you to Hecate. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, I'm getting that this is more of a sacrifice you in general, sacrifice your finances in general. That they were kind of like, this Queen of Wands had everybody that in the group that they were in just opening up to whatever, like whatever's out there. Okay, so the fact that CERN shut down its, what is it called, a collider, the experiment thing that they were doing. Okay, so a long time ago, I did a reading where I talked about how I kept picking up that CERN was doing these rituals with whatever this machinery that they have going on, and it was opening portals. It was causing us to go into, we were having multiple Mandela effects show up. It was causing us to slip into other realities for a very short amount of time. Whatever was going on with that has fully collapsed. So they've turned off their machine. So they say, unless they're completely lying to the public, which they should get called out if they're doing that. But they're going to turn it back on in like March or May or something of next year. But as of now, it's turned off, which means that this Queen of Wands, whatever she was gaining access to, she doesn't have access to it anymore. So it's kind of falling back on her. All this sacrifice them for their finances, sacrifice them for money and fame. Like, what? What? Hierophant, look, these people, these Hierophant people, man. The Hierophant doesn't necessarily, it looks like a pope, but it doesn't have to, remember, these are very old cards, like 1400s, and tarot was never created with the intention of divination. So it was like some type of regular game that you play. But it wasn't regular because you, in the 1400s, if you could sit around playing a game, then you were either royal or you were an elite, right? The Hierophant could be witch covens, warlocks, Freemasons. It could be, what is that? Is that Clouds and Thunder? That doesn't sound like a car. It could be a cult, a secret society, Skull and Bones. It could be a religion, but I'm not necessarily really getting that it's religion. So, yeah. I do get that the Hierophant energy is whoever they went to go get this spell work done. They were supposed to do the sacrifice. Well, it's all backfired now. And backfired in the sense that it's just not working. These people are sitting around waiting for the devil to come collect you. They're like, these people are weird, man. They're sitting around thinking that you're just gonna, like, one day in some type of way. Maybe it's possible to do stuff like that in another world, okay? Like the last Airbender world or some shit like that. But in this reality, you just can't really come for God's people and think that you're going to be able to assassinate them with some sacrifice. Like, I would, you calling your energy and your power back to you has really saved you in this situation, because these people were taking you for granted and they were trying to walk all over you, just feeling like you could be trampled upon, nobody would ever notice. No, the moment that I have to say, God help me, crying or not crying, that's the moment that God is going to step in and start helping. Okay. Like higher self, God, not whatever these people want to say is God, their version of God for the day. So in the Game of Thrones series, Arya, I think her name's Arya. Yeah. The little girl, she ends up, for a time, she ends up staying in this, I don't know if it's like a secret society, but she serves this faceless god. I don't know if you guys remember that, if you've seen Game of Thrones. This is a very interesting concept because I went very deep into the faceless god thing, right? So they end up, any of the people that come to that temple that drink from the waters are poisoned, and so they pass away. So like if somebody, because in that world, they didn't really have doctors. So if you had like a chronically sick person, you could take them to that temple and give them the whatever's out of the fountain, they would pass away. Well, when she's there, she ends up staying in that temple with those people, and on the walls are faces. They like have a head, like a mannequin type head on the walls. It's not exactly a mannequin because it's made of stone, but they have like bunch of walls, bunch of spots, and every time somebody dies, they cut their face off and put it on the head. And so the deity that they serve there is a deity that doesn't like, oh, thank you so much for the ice cream float. I love that. Thank you so much. Brotherhood of the Snake. Is that what it's called? Yeah, they don't. Yeah. And so anyway, so basically the deity takes on, thank you so much for the stars, takes on whatever face, right? And so Arya learns how to shapeshift and how to cause the illusion of other people to see whatever face it is that she wants to put on. I'm pretty sure she has to like unalive the person first and then she can take their face, but she ends up using that to get revenge on the people for unaliving her family. But that whole many face things, that's how I see deities. I see that there's one source, one God, but it's got many different aspects, many manifestations of itself. So it's got a Shango manifestation, it's got a Thor manifestation, It's got a Zeus manifestation. That's how I think of it. It's got a Shiva manifestation. And then that goes down to even us, like what our personal ego is. We're still a manifestation of that same source. So when it comes to that, it's like it's not like these deities and spirits that these people go to, it's not like they're not connected to one another and connected to a higher power. So this is why I feel like, it's just dangerous to try to manipulate the spiritual realm, because these beings, like Buddha was a person, right? But he gained enlightenment while he was a person. I don't know if he's worshipped now, but he's looked up to, kind of like how some people look up to Jesus. Like Jesus was probably the perfect person to be an example for us. These many-faced gods, even though they're deities and they are higher powers in a sense, they still have issues that they're working through. They still have mundane problems. So that's why I feel like these beings, they're not 100% corruptible, and they're also not, it's not like we can go negotiate with them to get them to do something that they know is not good for them or good for somebody else. So I would just never try. I would never, ever lie to a deity or a spirit. First of all, I know how they operate and how they can read our minds. So trying to do that is stupid as shit. And she ends up, Arya in the story, she ends up getting, I think it's called the many-faced god. She ends up getting kicked out of that temple because I think they send her to go assassinate somebody and she doesn't assassinate them, or she assassinates somebody else when they send her to go assassinate someone else. Whatever the confusion was, the thing is that in that story, they tell her, don't ever come back here, right? Don't ever come back here. What I'm getting is that this Hierophant group in the same way has told this Queen of Wands and her goons, don't ever come back here. Don't ever come to us with this shit again. Like, don't ever come back. So now this person has no refuge. They thought that they were going to hide underneath a tradition, a religion, or a secret society, and they're being told that to never come back. Like, literally. That Five of Pentacles cards is like being totally outcasted. But in the same sense, the wise being that said you can't come back to this temple was basically saying that because it was time for her to go get her revenge. So, had she stayed there any longer, she could have missed out on the window that would have gotten her that said revenge, right? So, like, it's like everything is always functioning for a higher purpose. And what I feel is that this Hierophant group is trying to shy away from the consequences of having to face up to the fact that they were deceived being human beings. They're just humans. They have connection to deities, to powers and stuff like that, but those powers and stuff are intelligent. They're smarter than people. They, see everything. They can pick up on stuff that we don't. So what's in our mind, what's just and fair, in a spirit or a deity's mind, justice and fairness could be something completely opposite, because they're not functioning. They don't have a human mask to function through. This Hierophant group is like, literally like, can I wash my hands of these people? And they're being told that, yeah, they can. They absolutely can. They just can't give any more aid to this person. And they can't take their calls. They can't listen to them. So this person's feeling, I think it's the Amish that they do this punishment called shunning, where if you do something wrong, maybe you disobey your father, I don't know, you don't do whatever they say. I don't know a whole lot about the Amish, but I do know about the shunning thing. If you do something they perceive to be wrong, they will ignore you for months and weeks on end, which is like a horrible punishment when you're in a society and you rely on human interaction to keep going. These people are being shunned, and it's not just by one source, it's by a whole group of people. They feel like they're, when people are walking on the tightrope, how they usually have, at least like in circus, they've got a net underneath that they can fall into. This person is like, I've lost my safety net. Now, if I fall, I'll really hit the ground. And it's like, well, you should have been practicing the whole time to not have to fall into the safety net. But yeah, now the safety net is removed. It's like now the boxing gloves are off. Four of Wands. And this to me looks like you guys are working on projects, you're making milestones, you're making things better in your own life, and you're also making it easier for other people to understand your perspective. Where before, when all that witchcraft at the beginning of this had not been cleared yet, it was going to be hard for anybody to understand your perspective at that point because there was that much manipulation in the ethers. Now that that is not there, like it's like people are just going to be able to understand what was going on, and on your side of the fence and on these people's side of the fence. So what else do we need to know before we go? I get that you guys are doing the right thing. You're asking the right questions. You're going within. You're being redirected just like Jesus went within. And I don't mean to compare you to Jesus, but I kind of see that your guys' lives are similar, okay? In the sense that you both serve the higher self and you go within. Maybe you don't meditate for 40 days and 40 nights because none of us can do it like Jesus did. I can't turn water into wine. I would never even try. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. But you get where I'm going with this. You're doing the same things that he did: fasting, praying, meditating, loving yourself. And you're not coming like, because this situation, even though you did create it, you drew it in, it's not really your fault that these people behaved the way that they did. They had the free will. They had their own free will going on. Just like you have your own free will, they had theirs going on as well. So I don't think you should be blaming yourself for the situation. And just know that all the stuff that you went through, now you will never be put in another Job season. If you don't know about the story of Job, look it up when you're done watching this reading. But Job basically, for the sake of finding out if Job is true to God, God allows the devil to destroy Job, down to everything. Destroys, like he has like 1,000 donkeys or some shit, like a bunch of animals. Boom, one disaster destroys all that. Destroys his family. Then he gets boils, and it's like all of on his skin. He gets all of these things that the devil afflicts him with. And then when Job still loves God, the devil's told to stop. And that he comes out of that season and gains multiple, like quadruple, so many different times, so many more times the amount of shit that was taken. So whatever is being lost is being restored. Whatever was lost or was taken was restored. It's being restored. And now it's being restored in a way that you'll know the red flags if somebody were to try to put you back into that season, King of Wands. You know the red flags. This person, they're guilty of something. What is the King of Wands? Is the King of Wands the cup? Because at the beginning I was picking up on a couple, and I wasn't thinking of two dudes. I was thinking of a female and a male. So the King of Wands could be actually a part of this Hierophant group. Yeah, the King of Wands is also being outcasted, DEATH. This is the end for that person. Look, and you guys are stepping into your power. You're owning your abilities and you're moving up in life. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. I really appreciate your love, your likes, your stickers, all of that. I love you guys so much. You went through everything Job went through. You lost your kids, got them back, was hit with afflictions, abscesses all over your body. Exactly. See? Not sure if it's been drawn in or set up. Yeah, it definitely feels like it was set up to be to where you had to go through that. But now things are so much better, and nobody can just walk up and do to you what was already done to you. It's just not going to happen. Page of Pentacles. These people have a lot of loose ends, I want to say, to figure out how they're gonna make these loose ends balance out. I don't think they're going to be able to. I feel like these people could very well be in the process of losing their children. I mean, which is actually probably better for everybody, because these children do not need to be around no people that are doing witchcraft to hurt and harm others, or taking trips, spending the money they should be spending on their kids to have nice things to wear to school, and going to a witch doctor. Like, come on with that, the devil. So not only have these people royally screwed up, they're getting kicked out of groups. Whoever collaborated with them doesn't want to touch them. It's like treating them like they're the Grinch. Now it's like the devil has been latched on to their children, their next generation. That's super sad. But it could have been completely avoided, because the devil's only coming out at the very end, which means that if you're still in the high priestess and the Four of Wands with finishing your projects and making ends meet, and these people can't make ends meet, and then they have the children coming out with the devil, that just means these people are like, oh, well, I don't care. I don't care what I did. Like, how they're so heartless and cold and cruel. I mean, how can you not care? Once these people see their own children suffer, then they're probably going to care, but there will be nobody that they can go to. And coming to you, even if they got your forgiveness for what they've done and admitted what they did to you, you forgiving these people is not going to make the devil run away from them. You know what I'm saying? Eight of Cups. They've got to walk away knowingly, and they've got to do something to make it better. Like, whatever they were sacrificing, if they were using animals, trying to use people, trying to use animals to sacrifice a person. I mean, I don't know enough about witchcraft to explain that to you, but that's what I'm getting. These people need to come up with something that they can do. You know, they need to leave their current relationship, job, and collaborations, but they need to come up with something that they can do so that their children can have a future not living on the streets and not being in poverty. I feel like the other parent of these people are really not, the other parent of this Page of Pentacles and Page of Wands, they really are not shit. They're not good people to be around either, but they're definitely better than being around this demonic BS. That's sad. Yeah, these people need to make dramatic changes in their life, like huge changes, not just like, oh, today I'll make a change and I'll try to think better thoughts. No, they need to, whatever they're doing, whatever they've buried in the earth, whatever they have brought up under sacrifice, whatever they've been doing, they need to dig it up and destroy it. Like, that's, even with doing that, these people have Ouija boards in their possession and all sorts of shit that's going to just bring in disaster. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to fix this situation. I guess we don't have to figure that out. But having the energy cleared by me, you and me taking the time to go within at the beginning and clear that energy, I guess it's just going to have to fall down to whoever, you know, maybe look, God makes things always work out in divine ways. So like, let's say that this curse and all this stuff, this devil stuff, does fall on their children. Well, maybe their children will be equipped to be generational curse breakers, and they'll be the ones that can get rid of this. I mean, you never know, where their parent would have not ever lifted a finger and allowed the devil to consume them until they were no longer here. I mean, that's literally what they're already doing. Maybe if they see it happening to their child, they'll do a little bit more. But these people are so self-centered that they should have never had children, because they're too selfish. They only care about what they can get off of that child or out of that child, or how they can use that child against somebody else, which is very, very, very mean. To abuse children like that, that's emotionally abusive. They're disappointed, though, and dissatisfied. They could be being told that now that the sacrifice didn't go through for you, there's got to be one made, Because this person's like, well, let me just give back whatever I received. They can't just, they already spent the money that they received. They already spent whatever, pretend a blessing that they received. They can't just give it back. Who in the hell would they give it back to? Do you think the devil is take me backs? The devil doesn't do no take me backs. The devil's like, oh, well, since you can't pay up, and since there's no way that you're going to be able to pay up, I'm just going to take your child. I'm going to take something that means something to you. This is why we don't negotiate with the devil. Knight of Cups. They're like, if only I could have gotten someone in to date and marry the collective, then we could have sacrificed them. No, you guys are not foolish people. You don't want half-ass offers. And neither does the devil, by the way. The devil's like, give me the real thing. Give me your child's soul. I don't want this other shit. I don't want this other shit that's going to get me in trouble. All right, let's get a conclusion mission. Let's get a conclusion message. Let's get a message here. In conclusion, on this situation, what is it we need to know moving forward? Yeah, you're divinely protected. Your blessings are protected. Two of Wands, however you're making the world a better place, that's also protected. I wish that these people would have realized that this was the wrong road to take before the consequences came and before you had to go through stuff and before they had to go through stuff. Because that would have just been easier on everybody. I still think you would have grown and become who you are. Five of Cups. These people are in so much regret, experiencing setbacks, the end of a marriage. Trust me, if this King of Wands got kicked out of all of Freemasonry because of the Queen of Wands, yeah, that person's going to divorce the shit out of her. Probably try to put his paws on her as well. Sad. So is there anything else we need to know about why this happens so the collective can heal whatever needs to be healed on their end? Yeah, this happened because God is providing for you everything that you need in this life and in the next and the next and the next and forward and also God is providing everything for your family. All of the needs of your family will be met. Your projects will grow and prosper. Your material possessions will grow. Even though you're probably somebody like me, I don't care about material possessions. You know, as long as I have the basic necessities, the bare necessities, the basic essential things like clothing and food, I'm cool with that. I don't need to go out and eat at restaurants where I have to pay $200 a steak. I don't need shit like that. Like, my life will be fine without it. I can literally be happy with what I have. I feel like you guys are very adaptable. Page of Swords. And just be aware that these people are watching now, but there's nothing that they can do. They can watch as much as they want to, but it is what it is. They're not going to see what they want to see. What they're watching, them using spiritual tools to spy on you. Plus, their spiritual tools are being influenced by low vibrational energy. So what are they looking for specifically when it comes to the collective? I think they're looking for a sign that what they did is working, and they're not getting a sign of that. They're not getting any sign at all. Because it's called blocked. What part of that? Look, the sign that they're getting is that you're about to get justice, which means they're in trouble. Because you getting justice means that these people do not get to move forward. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Okay, is there anything else that we need to know? I guess that, yeah, your Wheel of Fortune, you're getting justice. You're getting justice for your destiny. Everything that they stole from you or tried to steal from your destiny will be returned to you 10 times over. And these people will look foolish as all hell when you get it. Like I was saying, the main reason that this Queen of Wands was so upset was because anybody could look at you and see that your life has gotten better since they're no longer in it. which is actually proof that they suck. 8 of Swords. And the next thing this person does, if they try to watch you and stalk you with any supernatural method, whether it's a fly, an insect, a rodent, or any other disgusting vermin like creature, or if it's crystals, tarot cards, whatever, it's going to be blocked. They're going to be imprisoned for it, like spiritually put in prison. Wow, that's sad. Is there anything else that's like something that we need to address or look at? No, not really. The 10 of Wands. These people are going to be not able to practice any more witchcraft in the 10 of Wands, being outcasted by their community, being thrown away by their witchcraft society, and they're going to be the brunt end of everybody else's joke, even though we're not laughing at them. This person was laughing through the whole time that you were struggling and suffering at their hands. They were laughing about it. They thought it was hilarious. Now it's not so funny. Now that it's happening to them, it's not so funny. So you keep moving forward. These people, their life isn't, they're never going to get a break. It's going to be continuous battles, swimming uphill. 6 of Cups. If this person said that you were unworthy of having children, why don't we let the divine figure that one out? Okay. These people should have never had children because they're too self-centered. And if this is somebody from your past that you had sweet memories with from a child, they threw away by trying to destroy you. They threw away the only real legitimate person that would have been a real human being to them. They threw that away the moment that they decided to betray you. So I hope that they realize your worth, but then also I hope they don't realize your worth, because if they knew your worth, they would have tried to get you for whatever they could get you for. King of Pentacles, and they still owe a King of Pentacles money. Jeez. And they're looking to you as to like, well, how can I get that person to pay my debt? Can I sacrifice them to the devil? And the devil's like, no, you can't touch that person. How many times do I have to tell you to stop? You can't touch that person. You need to pay up yourself, make the sacrifice yourself. Stop trying to make it everybody else's problem. Even the devil knows how to take accountability. But you're never going to see the devil get in the middle of what God's doing and go against God. Okay? The devil always deceives people into thinking that it can do that, and it doesn't. It just gets people to go against God, and then it laughs, because that's what it does. It's a liar. It's known to be a liar. And I don't believe in one devil. I think there's many of them, but they all have their different traits and agendas and stuff like that. This one, I don't think that you were the target. You were not the agenda. You just happened to come up because this person brought you up to the devil. But other than that, I think the devil would have never, ever even, the devil knows it can't affect you directly. That's why it tried to mess with people around you. And these people, they can't get out of this mess that they're in because, like I said, they can't uncry every tear that you cried because of what they did to you. They can't come and, bandage your broken heart after having denial and not knowing why. Like, they can't undo the suffering that you've already been through. So this is why they can't just reverse the magic. I mean, if it was that easy, then things would be different. But it's just not that easy. Once you cause somebody suffering, you will pay for that. And these people were not prepared to have to pay anything because they feel like they're owed something. They're not. All right, you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. Please like this video. Make sure you are subscribed. Tap the notification bell. Just to give you a little FYI, tagged in the products, you are going to see a lot of products. Those are products that I've gone through and personally selected, from Florida water to books to Florida water cologne. Is you mix it with water, and it's one of the best cleansing agents. I put it in my washing machine. I put it in like everything. You're going to see selenite. You're going to see different crystals, all that type of stuff. Check that stuff out. I did want to remind you of The Truth of God. It is an advanced intuitive living workbook written by Michael STEADMAN. So I use the techniques from The Truth of God every single day. The God technique is extremely powerful because it gives you the ability to rise out of your ego's consciousness into the eyes of your higher self and into the consciousness of God. And when you do that, like when I close my eyes and I go within and I'm saying I'm doing clearing work, but what I'm really doing is whatever is going on, I am just connecting with God. Because when I connect with God, all of that crap that's going on just can't exist. It like literally just dissipates. So the God technique is extremely powerful. The joy versus anger technique is a really good one. Comes from The Truth of God. It is a yes and no answering system with your higher self God, where you can ask immediate questions and get an immediate response. Then this book will teach you how to get compatibility on any subject, with 1 being the lowest compatible, 10 being the highest compatible. So if you ask, should I go here? And you get a no, and you're like, dang, I really wanted to go, then I would look and see what the compatibility, is on the subject. Then you can ask more questions. Why is the compatibility this because of that? Usually my abilities will just fill in whatever's making the compatibility high or low, but I do ask additional questions. Then there's a mind technique, so important to use because we are creating our realities with our thoughts and our beliefs, but it's not always the ones that we're consciously thinking. Sometimes it's a subconscious thought. So when you have a thought that you know is not good for you, use the mind technique, clear it, get rid of it. It's like taking the garbage out. And then the other psychic always tells me, once you've thrown something away, don't go back to the garbage can and pick it up and look at it again, right? And so it's like, don't go back into the same way of thinking. So I always tell people that, after you do the mind technique, then with whatever subject it's on, I would do a positive affirmation. And if you have repetitive thoughts that keep coming back, or thoughts that maybe it's a storyline about yourself that you don't want to cling on to because you don't want it to be true, clear it. Do the mind technique and clear it. Then affirm what you do want, because it'll come in a lot faster. So this is The Truth of God. It is an advanced intuitive living workbook. It will assist you in so many different ways. It's got a lot more in it than just that, but that's what I wanted to go over. The second book I'm going to talk about is for those of you that are interested in learning to read tarot cards for yourself and others. I have the Quick and Easy Original Rider-Waite Tarot tagged in the products and linked in the description box below. And I have Vassago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells written by me, Astraea Love, tagged in the products and linked in the description box below. So you can use this book. I wrote this book off of the 22 major arcana cards, which is your guys' favorites, like the Lovers, the Hangman, the Death, the Sun, the Moon, the World, the Star, the Tower, the High Priestess, the Hierophant, the Magician, the Fool, the Emperor, the Empress. So you can literally go to whatever tarot card spread that you want to use and just start working there. I do suggest that you use the original Rider-Waite tarot deck. I've got the Quick and Easy tagged in the products and linked in the description box below because it's got the description on the cards, which makes it so much easier to read because you don't have to go through like a separate book. But this book will help you if you want to read cards for yourself or for somebody else. It's going to help you. So you do the tarot card spread first, which gives you the information that you need. Then when you go to do the spell, you're just basically for each of the 22 major arcana cards. So for the Star Tarot card spread, I think the Star Tarot card spell for that is to manifest a wish. Yeah, to manifest a wish. So they're all of the spells, you can't do them on anybody else. It's not chanting. It's not anything weird. It's like saying an affirmation or a prayer and doing a little ritual that helps you to integrate the archetype energy, because this is how tarot works. This is how Vassago explained it to me. While you're a human, you will experience every card in the deck at one point or another. That's basically how it maps human consciousness, and it maps past, present, and future. And because usually history does repeat itself, so it can pull out patterns like that. But it's just really, it's what I love about tarot is that it was not even invented for that. Like it really was created as a game, like that you would play with people around a table. Um, and it wasn't, it was invented in the 1400s. Nobody would put their name behind it. So they just say that it comes out of Italy. But nobody wanted to put their name behind it. And then in the 1700s, it's a lot later, yo. The 1700s is when they figured out that it could be used to pick up patterns. And so that's what it's used for. But yeah, each of the cards holds an archetype energy that you'll experience while you are a human. And so each of these tarot card spreads, they're using this book is very addicting because you get the answers to whatever it is that you have going on. You will get the answer. And then if you were to be doing any of these readings for somebody else, I would definitely always use the prayer until you feel like you don't need to pray and your relationship with God is that close. But God had me put in this prayer so that it prays for you and whoever you're reading for. I'll just read it out loud. It says, I invoke, draw in, and evoke, draw out the Most High God and the Holy Spirit into this reading and every other reading that I do. I ask that the Most High God please return all evil and block out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest truth, and the highest wisdom to be revealed to me and my collective. And you're basically saying your collective, right? Or whoever you're reading for. You could use their name. I pray for those who I perform readings for and for myself. I ask now as I call upon the Most High God's favor to give me the full armor of God for protection during my life's mission and work here on the earth. I am eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and those who I read for, and thank you for creating miracles and healing the sick. In your holy name, Lord my God, I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Amen. So yeah, I would use that. And then I would also I put the disclaimer in here for you guys to use, because when some people, they'll come to you with a question. Let's say you have a girlfriend or a guy friend that's got a love issue. They know that you can do tarot. They'll come to you with a question. The tarot will make you very popular. They'll come to you with a question, but you need to let them know that, first of all, tarot has a very abrupt way of bringing the truth out. It also warning people to let them know they may not hear the answer that they want to hear. If they're asking if they're getting cheated on and it comes up that they're getting cheated on, then that they may not want to hear that. Okay. Like, it's just very obvious things in my mind, but to somebody who doesn't know or understand tarot, it's probably not obvious to them. And some people will want to ask you questions that they don't really want the answer to. And so just letting them know that, hey, like, you could not hear what you want to hear. That's a possibility. Or if they're asking about something that's completely unimportant, when you pull the cards, something else could come through that they need to pay attention to. And then they'll be like, oh, well, I didn't get my question answered. And it's like, well, because your question was stupid and it wasn't necessary. It wasn't an important thing. So Vassago to me is a spirit guide. He worked with King Solomon. He kind of talked shit to King Solomon. When King Solomon conjured up Vassago, Vassago told King Solomon that Jesus was the real Messiah. And then King Solomon was like, no, I'm the king of the Jews. Like, what are you talking about? Who is this Jesus person? Vassago's like, well, he hasn't been born yet, but he is the one that we all bow down to. And the only one we have to bow down to. So that's how he got classified as a spirit of divination, but he's so much more than that. Throughout my tarot journey, if I've been listening to a reading and it's not doing something positive for me, he'll come in and be like, very sweetly, let's listen to something else. Or like, if I've gotten readings from other people, there's been multiple times where he's popped his head in and been like, yeah, they're not seeing this, this, and this, and this. And one of those times it was very important because I needed to know, like, the person was not picking up that I was pregnant at the time, and I needed to know that. I ended up miscarrying, but it was all for the best anyways. And I say that with the utmost love for myself, okay? Because having a child with the person that was running away, I had to literally flee the state from, because they kept coming back possessed, trying to unalive me. So anyways, it was all for the best. But had I not known certain information, which the person that was reading for me was not an expert and they just didn't know the information, had I not known that stuff, things I would have made different choices. Let's just say that. So throughout my journey, also when I'm pulling cards for myself, if I want to see what's going on in my own life, it's difficult when you want to read your own cards. It's so hard. And this is why people, even psychics, go to other psychics, because for me, I can get very pigeonholed. If I'm looking for what I want to see, I'm going to be shuffling the cards. I'll pull the cards and I'll be looking for what I want to see. So I could be missing what's actually there. So Vassago has helped me see what's actually there. And I'm so grateful to him for that, for him being so patient with this process and everything, and for all of the divine inspiration. I just love him so much. He's so kind and so compassionate, and will always tell you to go within. That's one thing that he's like, no, go within on this. Take it to your higher self. So I just love so much about him. So yeah, in the back of this book, if you were to be doing any of the readings in this book, and there's no wrong way to use it, I just do suggest that you guys use the disclaimer if you read for others, and then you use the prayer. If you can either work with Vassago or not. I put an initiation in here with for him, for you to work with him, but if you don't want to, that's totally fine. You can still use the book and it'll work for you. So yeah, you can go straight to the subject that you want to go to, or you can go from the beginning and then go to the end. It's up to you. But either way, this is going to work for you. It will give you the answers, and it's a book that you don't just use once. You'll use it over and over again. I would hope that anytime an issue comes up in your life, that you come to this book, you get your tarot cards out, you start asking questions. For each tarot card in the deck, there's going to be let's say a minimum of 4 ways to read the card. Okay, so I've told you about the archetype energy. There's also going to be a number association with each card, a yes, no, maybe, or cautious answer, and then there's going to be 1 or more zodiac signs. Those are the other ways that you could read the cards. But yeah, just make sure you're in a good space, like when you do it, because, you don't want to be intoxicated, like heavily under substances or something, because the energy that you put out in any situation is the energy you'll get back. But if you were to be doing any of these readings, like let's say that you've got a love issue, you go straight to the lovers. Let's say you've got somebody just passed away, you could go to the death. Again, death does not always mean actual passing away, transitioning. It could just mean the ending of something. But yeah, there's no wrong way to use the book. So you can either go from the beginning to the end, or you can go to whatever subject you are focusing on at the time. When you're doing these readings, if you pull more than one of the major arcana cards out together, I would pause the reading. First of all, I would make sure you have a piece of paper or journal, like a tarot journal, to write down the messages that you receive, or record them. When people would come in to the store and get messages, a lot of the times I would just have them record it with their phone, But some people, would come in and they would forget everything that I told them to do. So yeah, if you pull more than one major arcana card out together, go to the back of the book, look it up and see if that card combination is there. If it so happens to not be there, write it down. I would keep a note of when you see certain combinations come out of what that energy means to you, and then always use your discernment. This book will teach you how to use your discernment. This book will teach you how to use your intuition and how to rise above any situation that's bothering you. The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. So I feel like with these 2 books, along with the other books that are tagged in the products, it's going to be life-changing for you. I know I put the ones that are tagged in the products in there specifically because they have changed my life. And so I know that if they've helped me, then there's a possibility that they can help you. Thank you guys for making it to the ending of this reading. I'm proud of you. I love you so much. Please like the video, tag the notification bell, make sure you are subscribed, hit that hype button, leave a comment. God bless you. Peace be with you. Please like the video, you guys. Mwah. Kisses, hugs. Peace be with you, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. God bless you, okay? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.